Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's um, Indices Market Mastery class. All right, so we're just gonna exercise a little bit more patience. Thank you, first of all, to all of you that joined quite early. I it's really a great. It's always very great to see persons joining at exactly the time that we said the meeting is going to be starting. But everybody will not join at the same time. So please, let's just still wait a little bit more for others to join. So we're going to be starting up in the next 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes time, we'll be starting. All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome back to today's Indices Market Mastery. Okay, so I believe your day has been going on very well. All right, so today has actually been one of those days that it's been volatile, calm, and of course volatile again. So I believe you've also been looking forward to what the market has actually been doing over the period. So yeah, we're going to be taking it so gradually and also trying to pick up on one or two things. So let's just go to our Forex factory to see what we have. I don't know how many of you have checked your Forex factory before now to see the the activity of the day. How many of you have done that? I told you that should be one of the things that you should always do. Go through your Forex factory and know exactly the news that even if there is no news, maybe even if you've checked the previous day and you discover that, oh, there is no news in Forex factory today, oh, yeah, still try as much as possible to check it out because it is very much important. And there is not only Forex factory that we have in terms of news. Remember that today's particular meeting is not for just for analysis. And by the way, we're going to be staying from 2 o'clock, which is now, till around 3:30. So please brace yourself. It's going to be a long ride. Now, I'm going to be putting you through on how, during the afternoon sessions, I know you already you're used to the voice that okay, every single time is only live trading session. But today it's not just going to be a live trading session. Today is going to be for training. All right, there are some key things we're going to look out for, and also there are some things that we're also going to be considering. Hopefully, we're going to be making some good profit from it. All right. So that being said, I want us to use the timeout to check through the various websites. Okay, waiting for 2:30 p.m. news. All right. Okay, so now good enough. We are actually going to be available together to see the news. But first, let's go through the the Forex factory itself. And yeah, we're actually going to be trading together. I think this is actually the first time we are okay, apart from last Friday that we traded NFP CPI to yeah, NFP, yeah. I'm not sure we've actually had the opportunity to trade together, but today is going to be one of those days. So let's go through the Forex factory and then we'll be able to explain some of those news with you. And then I will also show you some other news websites you can check out. All right. Now, a lot of you want to trade on indices, but you don't know how you get news on indices. All right. You want to trade on indices, you want to make money on indices, but you don't know how to make your research on indices. Or do you think it's just something, that indices, you I don't know what you actually believe about it. All right. Or I don't know what you know it to be. But if it is the same indices that I know that you should know that indices is actually one of those instruments that it has a lot of news. All right. You can check dollar then and get very good information from it. You can also check individual websites to be able to get every single thing that you need. For example, if you trade on oil, you should be able to comfortably know how to research about oil, which is oilprice.com. I don't know how many of you know about oilprice.com. All right. If you know about oilprice.com, you know that that is actually one of the best what is it called websites that you can get information from. All right. Um, if you, of course, you should be able to take a look at it. Go to throughoilprice.com. It will give you all the information you need about oil and what to do with oil. All right. Now, the next one is if you want to trade on indices, which of the websites will you go to? First of all, of course, Forex Factory is always here for you. All right, Forest Factory got everybody's back. And today is Thursday, which early hours of today, of course, by 2:30 a.m. we had some news from CPI for China. All right. But then the one we're looking out for is the 2:30 p.m. unemployment claim. All right. 2:30 p.m. unemployment claim. All right. Now, you know that this this particular instrument or this news, it is not as volatile as NFP, CPI, or FOMC. It is not as volatile as those ones. All right. Now, one of the things that you should know is that if you want to trade on this particular one, the best time frame to use is 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Do you understand? Now, that is if you want to really see the volatility or the outcome of this particular news. The best time frame to use is what? Is 15 minutes or 5 minutes. I told you the reason is because the news is not as volatile as others. So if a news is not as volatile as the rest, it means that if you check it out on 1 hour time frame, you probably might not be able to what's it called take up some you might not really see the news on you might not see the volatility in 1 hour time frame. You might not really see the effect on 30 minutes time frame. But when you go to smaller time frames, like 15 or 5, you'll be able to see the effect. All right. Okay, so now for today's CPI news, we're going to be going in through it with 15 minutes time frame. So, and we're going to be trading it together. After the news, we can now come back and I'll show you some of the websites you can do your research on for this particular instrument. So I just want to use my of course, I'm looking at US 100. I don't know which of the instruments you want to consider, but I'm actually looking at US 100. And if you take a look at US 100, you discover that US 100 has actually been consolidating for a while now. It's been consolidating at this point. If you go to 1 hour time frame, you should be able to see it better. This point since 7th of November, you will see a massive consolidation that has actually been going on. And it also happened around here. If you could see, check the same consolidation happened within this region. All right. That was on okay. I think what you're seeing is my Forex factory. So let me just go to my chart. Okay, I believe you can see my chart now, right? Okay, don't worry, it's loading. Okay. All right. All right. So now on the 6th and 7th, you had this particular consolidation also. Then it had a massive move. Then after that, it also started up again from here. That is from the 7th to today, which is 9th of November. So this is actually how this particular instrument has been. All right. Now it is looking out for a breakout point. So let's go to 5 minutes time or 15 minutes time frame. You would actually appreciate this more. Now this is it. It started from here, and then this is where the current market price is, consolidation point. All right. And for the top part, you could see the top around here. And then you could also see the down part around here. We're going to be capturing this particular one, or we might just bring it up to this point to give you room for any other thing you want to do for the to be able to examine it very well. So this is actually what we're looking at for the beginning of the consolidation, and of course the current point. Now, this particular news that is coming out now by 2:30 is actually going to be a very good determinant of what the market outcome is going to be. All right, it's going to be a very good determinant. Now, we might just want to take maybe one currency and one currency and one indices. Okay, we're going to be taking one currency and one indices. Then the rest, you can actually decide to take them on your own on how you want it. All right. So considering this point, you know that one of the best positions, one of the best things to do is that is either you take below this verified resistance, sorry, the verified support, or you take above the verified resistance. Let me take out all these lines so that we could have I just drew this line to show you what the market has actually been doing over the period. All right. So it's either you take the trade below here or above here. But if you're using 15 minutes time frame, you might not really appreciate the beauty of this. But when you go to 5 minutes time frame, you discover that there are actually more space. Now, this is it. I can just decide to do this. All right. Setting up a trade around here, even though this is risky, because why is it risky? Because even if you set up a trade here, it might just come down and touch it a little bit and then fly back up. So, or those times that you actually set up a trade and this happened, this is actually the reason. All right. So this is US 100, this is US 100. All right. Now, after doing this thing, now I have to go back to 15 minutes time frame to check how is the trade. What is the probability of my trade getting to my take profit on both the buy and the sell? Is the probability high? And also, can this trade get triggered immediately the move starts without actually going towards that direction? And the answer is yes. So instead of me to leave the buy here, because the buy is actually has a higher risk of getting triggered first before anything, then because also look at it on 1 hour time frame, you'll see. Do you understand? There is no any single space in here. On 1 hour time frame, yeah, this most likely is going to take profit for both the buy and the sell. But is it worth taking? Is it worth taking? I personally, I can actually leave this trade and allow it to run and then make some profit from it. Because if you even check it out on 15 minutes time frame, check the P value. This is about 11 this is about 11 pips on this particular trade. It's about 11, okay, yeah, 11 pips on this particular instrument. It's about 11 pips. But the buy also should be within the same okay, the buy is about 12 pips. So the buy is 12 pips and the sell is 11 pips. But the buy is actually very much risky. So I can just push this one up a little bit. Now to give you more room for any other thing that might happen, and also to give you more room to take up other trades. Okay, is there a reason why you hardly analyze D30? If you check during the afternoon session we normally do, D30 does not always have volatility. If you've been listening to me very well, you probably would have known the reason, because now this is not the afternoon session that we normally have. This is indices market mastery. So we're going to be taking a look at different indices. All right, so relax. We're going to be discussing in what's it called, the US D30 today. But what I'm just saying is that during the afternoon session, which is going to be starting by 3, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock is going to be for the indices, all the indices. But then once it's 3 o'clock, then we're going to be entering into afternoon session, which is the indices, basically for US stocks. I guess the question you're asking is, why don't I look at D30 during those live session, right? Now, the reason is because that time is the US opening session. I have said this before. It is the US opening session. So most of the instrument that has volatility are US related instruments, which is US stocks. All right. If you want to trade on indices, then that is on D30 and UK 100. Go to the chart by 9 o'clock in the morning. It has volatility by that 9. So why don't we trade US 100 and US 30 by 9 o'clock? All right. Because sometimes we actually do have 9 o'clock reviews. All right. So why don't we take these particular classes by the US sessions by 9? That is because these ones don't have as much volatility as the D30 and UK 100 by that time. So do you see the reason? I guess that is well understood now, right? Okay, so I'm going to be taking in my because of this now. So I have taken my buy a little bit higher above the resistance, but the sell can still stay. Yeah, the sell can still stay. So I'm going to be taking up this particular one. So if you want to join me for this afternoon session, then let's take this particular trade together. I'm going to be going in for pending order, a buy stop and a sell stop. So my buy stop entry position is going to be at price 15414.74. All right, 15414.74. That is my entry position for the US 100 buy, and my TP is going to be at 15442.74. 22. 15442.22. Oh, sorry. I'm actually on a different instrument. I am not on US 100. I was wondering. It wasn't giving me. Yeah. How come this is US 100 I selected? How come it's giving me USD CHF? Oh boy. Thank God I got. Mm, why is it not giving me the instrument that I want? Okay, hold on. Let me just change it and then come back to this. I think something is definitely wrong somewhere. How come it's not? Okay, let me use my phone. All right, but then the entry position, like I said earlier on, is 15414.74. 15414.74, and then the TP is 15442.22. Then for the sell, I am going in for 15376.24. For those of you using 5 minutes time frame, it's going to even be higher in terms of volatility. I told you that this news does not really have much volatility, but then if you're using smaller time frame, that is where you will enjoy it. All right, that is when you will enjoy it. So the sell is 15376.24. 15376.24. 15376.24. And the TP is 15361.93. 15361.93. Okay, so that is what we're going to be stopping on this particular trade on this one. All right, so let's quickly check out one currency. Let's quickly check out one currency. And remember, okay, before we dive into the currency I'm talking about, remember what I told you about USDJPY, right? USDJPY, it is still on a buy, right? On Monday, on Tuesday rather, I told you that the best thing you can do for yourself on this instrument is find a good position to buy. And of course, on Tuesday, all through Tuesday, it bought. Yesterday, I wasn't with you, but then it also had a massive buy. Today, it has also started up on that keynote. So this instrument is getting back. It's already at 151 already. It's already gotten back to 151, but it's getting to this point. It's getting here to make a double top. So I might not be giving you any particular entry right now on this instrument, but this particular one is going to be perfectly buy. Since the volatility is not going to be is not high for the coming news, I guess. Does this mean that it will fall back to technical after the news? Exactly. Immediately after the news, you are going to be looking out for technical analysis afterwards. But please don't trade it technically before the news. It's after the news that you consider technical. Then for USD JPY, I am still going to be going in for a buy. Immediately after the news, I am still going in for a buy on this particular instrument. The reason why I will not ask you to enter the buy now is because of the news that is coming out. But immediately after the news, if the news come out positive for dollar, then I'm just following this particular buy up. All right. But then if it comes out negative, then I'll allow you to settle down first. Then I'll enter a buy thereafter. But then for GBP USD, I think we should consider taking up a pending order, and the pending order should be also on 15 minutes time frame. We're looking at it on 15 minutes time frame. So for USD, that's the GBP USD. So I'm taking in my buy around here. So it's going to be a somewhat of a closer call than that of the US 100. We just have about 5 minutes. So after the 5 minutes, we'll get back to the business of the day. So we're just taking up these two instruments. All right. So for the buy, I am taking it at price 1.22681. 1.22681. 1.22681. That is my entry position for the buy. All right. That is my entry position for the buy. That is at 1.22681. And then the TP is going to be at 1.22803. 1.22803. That is where I'm going to be stopping my buy for this particular instrument. And then for the sell, I'm looking at for below the verified support on 15 minutes time frame. below that verified support on 15 minutes time frame. So that should be at price 1.22398. 1.22398. So I told you, okay, sorry, for the TP is going to be at 1.22304. 1.22304. That is going to be the take profit for this particular instrument. Sir, please use your system screen. I don't know. What else am I using? Are you seeing something else on my screen? If it's not the okay, I don't really get what you mean by use your system screen, but I believe I'm using my system screen. All right. The TP is 1.22 304. Okay, you mean I should place the trade on my system screen? All right. Okay, I get. I already placed it on my phone. All right. Okay. So the entry position one more time for the sell is 1.22398 and the TP is 1.22304. All right. So I guess you should have gotten that by now. And remember that if you don't want to take advantage of it, this is fundamental. If you don't want to trade, leave it. We still have live trading session by 3:30 or by 3 o'clock rather. We still have a live trading session by 3. So if you're not if you don't want to take this one, just leave it. All right. After the classes, we're going to get back to the trading session. All right. So for those of you saying gold, don't worry, we're going to go through all these ones during the live trading session. But for today, it's for fundamental. So you can always follow the fundamental when the news come out. And I already told you that the news is not going to be very volatile. The news is a weekly news event. All right. It is not going to be very volatile. We'll discuss, sorry, excuse me. We'll discuss Euro USD during the live trading session. But for this news, you can actually just take up the two and still follow the direction when the news starts. Still follow the direction when the news starts. All right. So in the next 2 minutes, it's going to come out and the effect is not going to stay for a very long time. So once the effect wears out, of course, you still have a very good opportunity to take advantage of other things that is going to be happening in the market. So don't be in a haste to just jump in. But the news, like I said, you should be able to make out some good profits once the news comes out perfectly well. All right. So that being said, in the next 1 minute, it's going to be coming out. But then let's just also for gold. Now, I am actually expecting dollar to gain strength. It might not, but then I'm expecting dollar to gain strength from this because over the period, you could see that some things has actually been some spirits has been working in favor of dollar recently after a massive fall. All right, but we're looking at if this news will be able to help dollar to push above this particular resistance. It's not been able to break above this resistance for a while now, for like 3 days now. But let's see if this news will be able to help it break above the resistance. And if it does, it means that we're going to be having a very much more bullish dollar. And it means that gold is still going to be having a more of a fall, and the other indices is also going to be having a more of a fall, especially for US 30 and for US 2000. All right, US 100. Okay, so the news is already out. So let's take a look at the outcome of the news. Okay, so it's still showing pending. The result has not really been posted yet, but then I still feel that the impact should have. Okay, I think it's actually coming out a little bit of negative for dollar, but it has not started moving yet. Okay, yeah, it actually came out negative for dollar. All right. It's I told you that the volatility will not be much. Look at it hasn't even started moving anything, but I think it actually came out negative for dollar. All right. Okay, see, neutral. It's a neutral news. It came out neutral. That is why the effect is not being felt. Of course, you know that neutral news does not always have much effect. So it's a neutral news. So the news came out neutral. So I actually think that it's going to be, it will just move up a little bit and then nothing much. So that is it already. See? The news came out neutral. Sometimes other neutral news used to actually be much more volatile than what you're seeing now. All right, but then this one chose violence over any other thing. But the news actually is still, it means that dollar is not likely not going to be breaking above this region. All right, that is exactly what it means. But if you still have those pending orders active, please leave those pending orders. They are still going to make you some money. Yeah, those pending orders, yes, they will make you some money, definitely. Okay, so now let's go to the business of the day. Let's go to the business of the day. And what we're going to be looking at, remember I told you that this USJPY, yeah, it's actually high time you also consider a buy on USJPY. Yeah, you can now go in for the buy on USJPY. Okay, so I said I was going to be showing you some of the websites you can always get news from when it comes to the news like this, especially the indices. Now, indices is like one of the most important instruments you can trade on. Why? Because number one, it has a very low spread and it also has a very high profitability with good volatility. You know, volatility is actually one of the things that brings about profitability. All right. The more volatile an instrument is, the more profitable it tends to be because it covers more space or more ground within the shortest possible time. All right. So apart from the Forex Factory, of course, Forex Factory gives you the general news for every single thing. And also, apart from the investing.com, I know a lot of you are what's it called, so addicted to investing.com. There are still other websites that can give you good information about what is happening in US and also what is happening in other countries. Number one of them is yahoofinance.com. Yahoo Finance. So I don't know, a lot of you probably would have known, but then this Yahoo Finance is actually one of my favorite websites to get news for indices. It is one of my favorite what do you call places where I can get news for indices. Okay. I don't know why it's not loading. So let me follow Google to open it up. Okay, it's loading now. Oh, all right, great. So Yahoo Finance. So just click on once you see open the Yahoo Finance, you see Yahoo Finance stock market live quotes. So that is exactly the one we're talking about. So Yahoo Finance, then click on the first option you're going to be seeing. Now, do you see? Every single thing it gives you information about gold, it gives you information about crude oil. But then I told you that you don't need to use this particular one for your crude oil analysis. Go to oilprice.com. That one will give you a more detailed information about crude oil. All right. But if you want to check every single thing that is happening on Dow Jones is US 100, you already know. NASDAQ, what is US 100? Dow Jones is US 30, Nasdaq is US 100. Then you have Russell 2000. This is also the same thing as US 2000. All right. So you can just open them one after the other to get all the information about this one. This S&P features is the same thing as US 500. You know, this S&P, it stands for Standard and Poor, and it's for what? US 500. So for the US 500 lovers, this is what you should be using. This is US 500, S&P 500. Dow Jones is US 100. Sorry, US 30, pardon me. Then Nasdaq is US 100. Russell 2000 is US 2000. Then you have the crude oil, and then you have gold. Okay, so this is actually what you should be looking out for. And I told you that you don't need to use this particular one for the crude oil. Go to oilprice.com. It will give you better information. Now, this is where we are. Now, this actually, for today, this particular one, this is Russell 2000. And it's telling you that US 2000 has gained about 0.66% today. All right, it has gained about 0.66% for today, and that is about 11.30 pips in terms of profitability. So let's go to US. Okay. So what of D30? Let's just take it one after the other, shall we? All right, thank you. All right, now look at it. Look at US 2000 has actually gained strength today, and it's actually saying that it has from where it started from, it has appreciated. From the chart, it's actually showing us about 11 point something pips, but currently is already about 12 pips, more than 12 pips. That is on US 2000 increment for today, and that is a lot of gain. All right, and with this, actually, you can check a lot of news that probably would have brought about this particular movement all the other informations you need will be stated here. All right. So you can, yeah, for US 2000, somebody was asking about what about D30? You can also get D30 news from here also. Just type um search it on the search bar. We'll get back to that particular one. Now you have the futures, the historical data, the chart. If you want to open it on the chart, for it to bring out a chart for you on US 2000 here, you can actually have it. I don't know. The network is just a little bit all right, it has opened. It has opened. Perfect. All right. Now this is it. This is the appreciation. This is for today. This is for today. It has moved from this point to this point for today. And if you check this part, if you read this particular news, you discover that the probability of this particular chart still increasing in terms of strength and volatility is still high. All right. Yeah, USJPY, I already told you after this thing, you can go ahead with that on USJPY. All right. USJPY, I'm actually going in for a buy. I already mentioned that earlier on now. I already mentioned that. Okay. All right. And if you're buying, don't buy just to close immediately. It's actually it's going to be a longer buy. Okay. So this is what is showing you on here. So you can even try to do your market analysis on different time frames here. 1 day, 5 days, 1 month, and the rest of them. Or you can select any of the candles that you want. But generally, this is where it gives you all the necessary information that you'll be needing. So if you need on summary, just click on summary. It will give you all the details that you'll be needing for the trade. All right. All right. So this is it, and it's showing you that it's appreciating. It is appreciating for today. US 2000 is appreciating for today. All right. So this is what gives you, even with the news on dollar, it is still showing that it's appreciating. It is still pushing upward. So that for US 2000. You can get all the information from here. You can also check search it and then get full news about it. If you click on news, it will give you more news about US 2000. Do you see? If you click on news, it will give you more news about US 2000. So you have how do we how do we know it's appreciating? Look at it now. All right, let me just finish up this. I'll get back to it. Now, it's giving you these are news surrounding this particular instrument. You can read up all the news around here and then check details about it. All right. So that is that for this particular one. Now, US 100, the same thing. Look at if when you click on US 100, it even has more. US 100 it has gained about 0.50 this thing increase in terms of addition. Now you're asking, how do I mean that is appreciating? Look at it. If you open it here and the color that is giving you here is as if okay, look at plus 0.50. This plus is already showing you that is appreciating. So this plus is appreciation or kind of indication. It gains strength. So it actually bought Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Finance. All right. Or you can just type finance.yahoo.com. All right. Okay, fine. Let me just send it to you. Check the chart. I forwarded it on the chart. All right. I've sent it on the chart. So now look at it. US 100 has appreciated by 4. Oh, it's okay. It's like it's even increasing more. Wait. Let's take a look at what's going on US 100. I think there are more appreciation on US 100. I don't know why my system is a little bit of slow today, and I don't know why, but just bear with me, okay? I have a lot of applications running at the background, so I guess that might be the reason. Okay, so I'm up. Okay, so go to 1 hour time frame on this. 1 hour time frame. Mm, okay, just a second. I'm trying to get my system back up to speed. It's just having a little bit of a delay. Okay. Mm. Okay, so for today, US 100, yeah, it has also appreciated. It has appreciated for today, but it is currently on a resistance. So you do not want to sell, or sorry, you will not want to buy this instrument, even though it has appreciated, but then it is currently on a resistance. So that is also where your support and resistance comes in. So this instrument is appreciated for today, but what it is on a resistance. So don't jump into a buy on US 100. I mean a buy. Appreciation mean buy. Oh, okay. Now, there are a couple of news also. There are a couple of news that are coming in here. Top one, oh, forget about this one. So there are a couple of news. This particular one, this is on about 5 hours ago. This is just an ad. All right. This one also about the Wall Street mix with FTS closes flat on Powell's speech. That is, of course, Wall Street bounces back after this one also. All these other ones there, but you just check and take a look at them and know which exactly this. So this is the only news for today because it's about 5 hours ago. But this is from yesterday, so you're not supposed to use it, right? So this is the one you're looking at for this particular one. All right. So you can open it and take a look at what is going on. The same thing goes with Dow Jones, which is for US 100. US 100 has actually appreciated. It has some good increments for today. It has had almost about 59 pip gain for today. So you can take a look at US 30 also and see what's going on in the market. Thank you very much. Okay, so now US 100 has also appreciated. Even with this kind of with this, you also have couple of news. The same thing that affected US 100 is also the same kind of news that is also affecting the US 30. And look at it also has to do with the news from China. It also has to do with the news on China. There are some days, some time ago that we had a live session also. I told you that China and dollar also act almost the same way like dollar and gold. I don't know how many of you were in attendance that day, but look at this particular, look at it, appreciation. It has appreciated over time. Look at it, the buy on US 100, and this on what? Sorry, on US 30 actually. This on 1 hour time frame. Look at it, almost about 59 pip increment, and it means that it's still going to be buying. It's still going to buy because it's going to hit this particular resistance before falling again. But if you're buying on US 100, make sure that the buy ends on this resistance because I see it falling from this resistance. It's going to have a massive fall afterwards. All right. So don't stay too long on a buy on US 30 if you're going in for a buy on US 30. Now, another thing you can always do is that this particular, apart from the news, there are still a couple of other things that will tell you what this particular instrument is going to be doing. That is, when you look at, I thought my chart is what is showing. Oh, okay. Sorry. It's, oh, really? All right. So let's go back to the chart because it's time for the chart. All right. So now this US 100 is still going to have a little bit of a push up, yeah, but don't stay long on the buy. All right. Why is because if you take a look at US on all the indices, most of them are currently on a resistance. All right. I showed you if you want to take a look at the fundamentals, use your Forex Factory and which one? The Yahoo Finance. But then there is something you need to know, and that is anytime you want to take a look at indices, any formation you see on daily time frame is actually going to play out more because indices actually, especially US 100, it gives you every single details is going to be doing on your daily time frame. All right. It gives you every single thing that you're supposed to do on daily time frame. Now let's go to for US 30. Let's start with US 30 and then take a look at it on daily time frame. Now for daily time frame, it is currently just completed a double top around here. But this double top, if you check very well, it has almost broken above this particular resistance. So I am actually looking out for a further buy on this, even though it is on a double top. But if you check, it has already almost closed above. So if there's going to be any sell, it's just going to be for retracement. But in general, you're still going to be seeing a further buy. And this is actually for those people that want to go in for a longer term trade. So any single thing that you're doing, when if you want to sell, just know that your sell is going to be for just a short while. But if you want to have a longer kind of trading on US 30, it should be more of what? A buy. Why? Look at it on daily time frame. It has formed a double top, which has almost broken above. This one closed up. Okay, this one closed exactly on the same spot, but this one is struggling to go above. So you might just have a retracement just to come down a little bit. But in general, I am looking at this particular instrument to have a more of a buy on this particular instrument on daily time frame. All right. And if it's going to be on daily time frame buy, then there is no sell on 1 hour time frame that is going to hold it back. So this resistance most likely is going to be broken. Even if you rule a line on this resistance, let's rule a line here and go back to daily time frame. You see, it is just here, just this same consolidation point that is going on here. So the probability of it hitting that point, that is why I told you that for this afternoon, it's going to get to that resistance, which is exactly this point that is heading to. So for US 30 buy this afternoon, a buy is going to be very, very fine. And to that verified resistance, look at it on daily time frame. It will already tell you that information. Do you understand? It has already given you the information on daily time frame. So you might look at it on 1 hour time frame and you see that but it's retracing. But the truth is that on daily time frame, it is giving you the option that is headed to this point. Take a look at it also on 4 hours time frame. You'll see what I'm talking about. On 4 hours time frame, yes, it's on a verified resistance, but then it is also trying to have a massive push up. So this is what we call on this thing liquidity trap. It might just want to push above here, then make a little bit of a higher high from here, but it might retrace. That's what I'm saying. It's going to retrace. So the retracement is just going to be for a while. The retracement is going to be for a while. All right. So now my take on US 30 in summary is that for now, you're going to be seeing a more of a buy on US 30. So it's going to push up after a little buy, just a very little buy to get to this point. All right, when it gets to this point, it's going to actually have a more of a retracement. Now, what is that retracement for? To respect this resistance at this point. Now, when it comes down, then it will now gather more momentum to now push up. But then for a shorter term traders, that is for more of a shorter term traders, the best thing you can do for yourself is to follow up the buy. Then after a while, when you get to this point, close up the buy and take up a sell position. But if you don't want to buy now, then fine, enter a sell stop because when it gets here, the probability of it falling is going to be higher. But then the sell is not going to stay for long. So what you're actually looking at for the long-term traders is still a buy. So for long-term traders, which is just looked at on daily time frame, it's still going to be a buy, and the buy is headed to where? This point. So that is what I'm saying. So for US 30, I'm still looking out for a long-term buy on it. All right, so let's take a look at also US 100. Technically, remember we've looked at it on I'm just going to take out these entry positions. Now for US 100, it is going to be more dicey. Why? Because yesterday there was a price formation. You already know what this is. All right. This is actually supposed to be what's it called? A spinning top. All right. That is actually a spinning top. What's it called? A candle that just formed there. All right. And it's what's it called? It's also a reversal candle. It actually gives you a reversal candle, by the way. Yeah, spinning top is a reversal candle. Even though it actually forms most time when you see a spinning top, it forms in between a sell and another sell candle. But this one is forming in between a buy and a buy, so it might not really account for that. But in general, it is actually a reversal candle also. All right. I want to show you something. I'm trying to get something out to show you. All right. So this particular candle that is forming today, it has a long way to determining what this particular candle is going to be all about. So if this candle that is forming right now, if it closes bearish, then this particular one is confirmed. But then if it closes bullish, then this might not take any effect. All right, might not take any effect. Of course, it's already on a double top around here. So I would actually prefer to go in for a buy on US 30 than going in for a buy on US 100. I would prefer to go in for a buy on US 30 than going in for a buy on US 100, because US 100, if you take a look at this already, you will know that, yeah, even though the price is trying to still push up, but then this price formation already here is already giving us a kind of a disqualification. So for US 100, the best thing you can do for yourself is allow the mark, all these things that are all these consolidating points, allow it to first of all break below it, because I'm actually still looking out for a sell on US 100. I'm looking out for a sell on US 100. That is just a simple thing. I'm looking out for a sell on US 100. Why? Because it has already gotten to this particular point. It has gotten to a resistance here already. So a sell is the only now look at it. Actually, it has not been able to break above here for like 3 days now, since 7th of this month till now. So this is like the third day. It has not been able to break above here. So I'm actually looking at it to still retrace, to still come back a little bit. So now it has gotten here. So I'm expecting it to still fall. But then that is going to be happening by 3:30 p.m. today. All right. So by 3:30 p.m., it's going to be determining what the next move is going to be, especially for US 30 and US 100. So 3:30, and of course, it's less than 1 hour. All right. So in fact, in the next 37 minutes, we would have been it will be the time. All right. So this particular instrument by 3:30, we're going to be knowing exactly what the instrument is up to. All right. Now let's take a look at US 2000 also. Going into daily time frame, remember, always take a look at it on daily time frame. Now the daily time frame gives you a very what's it called, it gives you a better view. Remember, I said when you look at it on 1 hour time frame, when you look at the fundamentals, go through the fundamentals, and I showed you what the fundamentals should be on. That is on Forex Factory, and of course, you can also check up on Yahoo Finance to see if it is appreciating or depreciating. If it is appreciating, the color is going to be green. Sorry, yeah, green, and also it's going to be plus in front of it. But if it is depreciating, it's going to be red, and it's going to have a negative on it, just like we saw. Then after looking at that, oh, it is depreciating for today. Then come to the trade and look at it on daily time frame. Look at it on what? On daily time frame first. What is the daily time frame telling you? The overview of the market, how it ended the previous day, and then where it started off for today, and then also what you think is going to be going. Now, analyze the daily time frame as if you're on 1 hour time frame. That is the thing. A lot of you, when you go to daily time frame, you start trying to put in okay, it's bigger. No, when you're on daily time frame, analyze it as if you are on 1 hour time frame. Then when you're done, you can now go to 1 hour time frame and see those lines you've ruled where they are. All right. So now coming back to this one, US 2000 bounced off from a proven support. It bounced off from a proven support. I think the best option to look at this instrument is going to be on IPM indicator. All right, using IPM indicator, you could see that it has had this particular, you have a dark cloud, bearish engulfing, dark cloud. So this is a complete downtrend. But here, we had a bearish engulfing candle that formed. And of course, this one is already giving us a little bit of a reversal time. So for US 2000 today, it's going to be closing bullish. That does not mean this sell trend has ended, but most likely US 2000 is going to be closing bullish. Now, look at this. Do you understand? It is just in track. It's just in sync with every single thing that's been happening. So the probability of it still selling is going to be high. But for today, I am actually looking at US 2000 closing bullish. So with this alone, I can, okay, let me also use ADX also. Now look at ADX. ADX is not giving me any confirmation yet, but my 21 period moving average is below the price, giving you a little bit of a heads up. So that, with that in mind, let me go back to support and resistance. So I'm actually looking at this particular instrument to close bullish today, even though it might still have opportunity to still go down. But for today, I'm actually looking at it to still have a little bit of a bullish trend. All right. So that is actually what I'm looking at for. So this okay. So for US 2000, yeah, I'm actually expecting it to be a further buy, like I said. I'm looking at it to be a further buy, and with that. All right. So for today, for US 2000, I'm actually expecting it to still buy. All right. So that is actually what I was telling you on the 1 hour time frame. Why? Because I told you that on 1 hour time frame, I'm expecting it to be bullish, right? I'm expecting it to be bullish. So if that is going to be the case, if it's going to be bullish on 1 hour time frame, so look at it. It has actually appreciated today, and I am not expecting. I don't think the appreciation has ended. It has already made about 14 what do you call the percent increment. All right. So that's almost about 140 or 42 pips. All right. Now, with that in mind, I'm actually looking out for what? A further buy. So I'm expecting it to get to this point to maybe get rejected or whatever. But I am expecting a further push up on this particular instrument. That is on US 2000. Why? Because I have looked at it on daily time frame. Look at, I know it has, it bounced off from here, did a retracement, about 3 consecutive candles, and then it's giving us this. So this is like a retracement from this particular trade. It's more of a retracement, right? So this one, I am looking at it to end bullish. Then if there's going to be, if another bullish candle forms again, then fine. It means that the trend has changed. But if it doesn't, then I'll be looking out for a further buy or from here. But for today, it's going to be a sell for me, a buy for me. Now you can even extend your reach to weekly time frame. Look at it, weekly time frame also. It bounced off from a proven support, so the probability of this thing still going up is going to be higher. So that's why I'm going to be sticking with a buy on US 2000 today. Look at it on 4 hours time frame. You could also test to the fact that this is exactly what has been happening. So 1 hour time frame gives you a better view. So I'll take a look at it on my fundamentals. My fundamentals is asking me to, oh, this particular instrument is appreciating for today. And then you read some of the news, it's telling you that, oh, for the news from China, it came out positive. For other indicators that are affecting dollar, all of them are coming out negative. So in that vein, it means that US 2000, which is one what is it called, an index in the US region, most likely is going to be buying. And you take a look at it on 1 hour time, on daily time frame, you're seeing a retracement. That retracement alone on a bullish trend, perfect. It starts for the buy. Then I'll go for it. Then I also take a look at it on 4 hours time frame. It bounced off from a support. Then it's a plus one also for me. Then I go to what is it called there? I go to 1 hour time frame, and it's also bouncing off from a support. Then it's also a good one for me. So with every single thing, it is still bouncing towards a buy for me for today. All right. Okay, so now I already told you about the US 100. From where it is, US 100 is currently on a resistance. For the US 2000, it has not gotten to the resistance yet. So it might want to push to that resistance. A lot of you believe that once US 100 is buying, US 30 should be buying, and US 1000 should be buying. It is not like that. It is not like that. It's just like saying, what's it called? If GT Bank is making profit, then First Bank also should make profit, and Zenith Bank should also make profit because all of them are banks. It doesn't work that way. US 100 is an index, yes. US 2000 is also an index, but the components of these indices are different. US 30 is more of the biggest 30 companies in US. Yes, we know. But US 100 is more of the biggest 100 tech companies in US. Amazon is in US 100, but it's not in US 30. So do you understand? So most of the ones on US 30, of course, there are some that are in US 30 that are in US 100. I know. But most of the ones on US 100 are more of tech companies. Most of the one on US 500 are like the every other one. They call it Standard and Poor. So that should give you a better explanation of what it is, of the component. But then the US 2000 also makes room for more individuals, more companies, those ones that are not able to be listed on. Now, do you know that a company can actually fall from US 30 to US 100? And a company can also fall from US 100 to US 2000. That is, they can remove you from US 100 and then take you to US 2000. That is, if you're not able to meet up with their criteria again. So another company also can be promoted. So that is how all these things work. Now, finally, for the indices class, before we jump into the rest, let's take a look at yeah, okay, fine. Let's look at D30. Okay, I think I actually know the reason why this thing wasn't showing. So let me just, I didn't click on show all, so this thing was restricted. All right, so this is D30. All right, so still using support and resistance. Now look at D30. D30 on 1 hour time frame, it broke above that particular resistance. It has broken above that resistance already. Look at it. It has broken above the resistance. So, but then you might actually be expecting a little bit of just a slight retracement. But before we conclude, let's go to 1 hour time frame, daily time frame. Now, do you see on daily time frame? What do you see from here? What do you see from here? Now, this is a morning star. Of course, this is actually a kind of what's it called? A continuation, a buy continuation. Now it's already formed here, and for D30, I am still looking out for a buy on D30. That is just the simple truth. On a larger time frame, on a larger scale. So if you have enough money in your account, I think this is actually the best opportunity for anybody to buy DE30 because it's actually been appreciating, not just DE30 and UK 100. And if I'm buying it, it's going to be up until 15511.9. And if you take a look at it on daily time, on 1 hour time frame, it is a long one. This is where it is. Yeah. This is it. This is it. A long one. If you're buying D30 up until that point, trust me, it's going to be a good buy. Now, this is it. All right. So D30, I am still going in for a buy. So if you have good enough money in your account, the best thing for you to do on D30 is just to follow up with the buy. Now that it has gotten to this thing, it's going to just form a little bit of a retracement. You're just going to see a little retracement candle. Then when it gets here, just follow it with the buy. Follow it with the buy, and then look at yesterday. It got to this point and then pushed back a little bit. But you might actually be seeing a little bit of retracement, but then it's going to still buy. And where I'm taking it to is the next resistance. That is the next resistance. So for D30 and UK 100, so if you're a lover of these two instruments, I think you have the better opportunity to still be able to enter a trade on those ones and make some good profits from them. All right. So you still have a good enough opportunity to enter trade and make some good profit. So for D30 and UK 100, of course, you know that D30 and UK 100 almost behave the same way. Just the same way that US 30 and US 100 behave. They almost, not like they behave the same way, but they almost behave the same way. But of course, it is different parameters that you're going to be using to measure them. But in general, you're going to actually be seeing a little bit of a push up on it. So for for D30, yeah, it's going to be a further buy for me. US 30, sorry, D30 is going to be a further buy for me. And that bringing me back to what was it called? I told you that US 30, I'm going to be buying US 30, right? I said that, yeah, I'm going to be buying the US 30. But I told you that for US 100, I'm not going to be buying it. Why? Because it is still below the verified support. Sorry, it's still below the verified resistance. And of course, on 1 hour time frame, it's been consolidating for 3 days now. So I don't want it's going to be a bad trade if I enter a buy on it. It's going to be a very bad trade. So I'll prefer to just hold on a little bit or just follow up with the sell going forward. But I told you that by 3:30, what is going to be showing us 3:30 is going to be showing us the best what's it called? The best kind of trade on this. All right. So um someone is asking, how do we check the spread on the indices? All right, for example, now for D30, you have it here as I believe that a lot of you looking at this, you feel, but this is 35. No, this is not 35. This is 3.5. Or our indices is actually a one decimal what is it called index, and of course our currencies are like two decimal currency pairs. So when you're seeing this 3.5 35, it actually means that it's 3.5. Then those of them that are less than this, it means that you're going to of course you know that this is actually a 1 point is 1 pip is about 10 points. So you're just going to be having dividing this by 10 to give you about 3.5, right? So that is how it is. It's not like once you look at it, it's going to be that. Hello, sir. Please don't you trade on US 500? Well, I trade on US 500, but not every time. I know that you probably would have thought about that. I've never given you any afternoon session on US 500. Well, that is because US 500 is it is not as profitable as the rest. You probably would have known. I trade on it. If you've seen my trade reports, you probably would have seen US 500 there also. I trade on it, but that does not mean I just I don't no. All right. Okay, so that being said, now we're going to actually be going into the live trading session. We're going to be going into the live trading session. So fine, let's quickly, every single thing I told you is how to analyze the indices, how to analyze them in a simple and a better way. I said, go through the Forex Factory first, go through your fundamental channels first, which is, I told you that you can actually use the one I use. You probably, if you have your own, fine. You have even what is it called, FX Streets that also gives you good what is it called, news. You also have Daily FX also. It gives you good information. You have a couple of links, but then the one I use more is Forex Factory, and of course the Yahoo Finance news. All right, so these are the two places I visit. So after visiting them, then I'll go through my chart, go to the one I want to trade. I'll first of all start analyzing from daily time frame. So I'll go through the daily time frame, go through 4 hours, go to 1 hour. Now all these things is to confirm the perfect support, the resistance. I might even really line on the resistance on daily time frame, so that if the resistance also is there on 1 hour time frame and there on 4 hours time frame, means that that one is going to be a very strong resistance. The probability of price breaking it is going to be very hard. So when you see that there is a resistance at the same at the point on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hours, and also on daily, you know that that particular one, you understand, is strong. That one is a strong one. Do you understand? But in general, you always have to go through these processes. Now, they will not take you a very long time. All right. They are not taking you a very long time. This is just something you probably might just do within 5 minutes. You'll be able to go through all the time frames to be able to know what is the direction. And I told you that if you use a phone, you might not be able to. No, I'm not saying it again. Thank you. I'm not saying it again. All right. So, um, just in case if you use a phone, you probably will be thinking, your phone might not be as wide as this. How will you be able to do it? For phone users, always learn to turn your phone horizontally. It will give you the same view that I'm getting on my laptop. Okay. So how do you know the news this afternoon will not have much impact? Oh boy. Okay. Now, if you follow news for a very long time, you should be able to start knowing. Now, that news is a weekly news. Do you understand? It is very hard for you to see news that comes out every week that will have a very big impact. It's very rare. Now, look at it. If you used to trade on oil, you probably would have noticed that from last year, Oil inventory comes out every Wednesday. I know some of you don't even know what is oil inventory. That's because they have so much made that news to be of non-effect. Now, that news used to come out every Wednesday. It used to be a high impact news, and it used to move oil very well, oil and dollars. But along the line, it became a medium impact news. Before you know it, it became a low impact news that nobody even talks about it again. Does it mean it doesn't still have some effect? It does. The same effect it used to have when it was medium impact, but it was reducing and reducing and reducing. Now, this same thing, this particular news used to come out on monthly time frame. All right. And before you knew it, it now became weekly. So the effect you used to have when it was on monthly, it lost that effect. So the news is no longer all right. So what's it called? The news is no longer much. It doesn't always have much effect again. So why I got to know is because I have followed it over the period and I got to know about that. So instead of me and I told you that if you want to really see the good effect, go to 5 minutes time frame. Those are the ones that will give you, of course, 5 minutes time frame, it supports anybody. Do you understand? That's just it. Don't worry, we'll still enter some trades as time goes on, all right? Um what if there is a resistance in a smaller time frame, but the entire time frame, like 4 hours and 4 hours and four? Okay, you mean 4 hours and one daily? Okay, there is no resistance. Okay, the resistance is far. Okay, now just know that the higher time frame resistance is stronger than the smaller time frame resistance. The higher time frame resistance is stronger. Yeah, the higher time frame resistance is stronger. Resistance and support. Now, the reason is because the latter time frame gives you an overview, but in any time frame you're using, take the support and resistance to be as if they are the strongest. Why? Because that is where your analysis is based on. But if you're using all the time frames, and then okay, you check 1 hour. Let's assume you checked on daily time frame. You discover that the support is high, and then you go to 4 hours. It reduces, comes lower to the price. Then you get to this thing. That is because on smaller time frame you have prices getting to a certain level over and over again. But on daily on bigger time frame, you're seeing only one candle. On smaller time frame, you're seeing lots of candles, clusters of candles. But on a bigger time frame, you're seeing only one candle. Like for example, now 4 hours. How many hours are there in 4 hours? About 4 hours. All right. So sorry, 4 1 hours. So it means that there are about 4 candles. So just imagine you have about 4 candles consolidating at the same point. On 1 hour time frame, you probably would have seen a resistance. But on 4 hours time frame, there is no any resistance there. Why? Because just one candle there. So that is why it's as if any time frame you're using, please make sure that you utilize them. But you can always draw your this thing. That's why support and resistance is not a particular point. They are zone, they are regions. So if you check very well, all of them will still be on the same region. All right. Taking your time to okay. Taking your time and missing a good trade is better in a hurry and blow. Okay, you mean taking your time and missing out a good trade is better than hurrying and blowing your account. Okay. Yeah, it's actually very true. It's better you take your time and do analysis than hurrying and missing out and this thing, hurrying and blowing up your account. Okay, talking about oil, what is the condition? Okay, oh. Oil is actually on all right. Okay, fine. I'll probably before we leave, go through the oil. All right. So that is that for this. So now let's consider other persons that really want to take some trades. So let's consider them and let's do some good analysis. Oh, there was a gap on dollar index. There is a gap on okay. Sorry. My system had, I think it's actually my system that had the gap. All right. My system had the gap. Okay, so let's I think why is my system having a little bit of uh okay, it's been fixed. I think it was just an error. Okay, now for you or for dollar index, if you check very well, this particular trade is still heading to this verified support to just retest this verified support. I think that dollar is thank you. All right. I think dollar is actually still going to buy. Now, dollar is still going to buy. All right. Dollar is still going to buy. So this sell that you're seeing here, it is just temporal. Oh boy. I remember before you enter the USD JPY, I said it is going to be for a longer term. So could you just relax? Do you understand? Relax. I told you that it is going to be a long buy. Now, long buy does not mean once you enter it, you will just enter profit immediately. No, it means that you might have retracements. All right. You might have some retracement points, but it is the trend, the direction you're going to be seeing is going to be more of a buy. And I remember that I said once the news come out, then the what's it called? The effect of the news, once it wears off, you can follow it up. But then it is fine. This instrument is still going to be on a push up. All right. So don't be in a haste and miss a very good opportunity. All right. Just sometimes try to, what you can also do is that when I say that okay, this one is going to be a longer buy, enter it with a smaller lot size and hold on for it. Once you start buying, you can now follow with a bigger lot size. It's also what this thing works perfectly. Do you understand? My take profit for USD is 151.600. 151.600. All right, that is my take profit for this instrument. So for dollar index, I don't see dollar index having a massive sell. All right, there is going to be there is a support here, and I'm not expecting it to break below the support. So what I'm going to be doing is that for dollar index, I'm actually going to be buying. All right, instead of going to sell, I'm going to buy, but then I'll be setting up a stop loss. Why will I be going in for a stop loss? Because the volatility period is not yet here yet. All right, so if you want, you can leave your dollar index, don't enter it yet. Once it's 230, you can enter it. But if you want to enter now, you can actually go ahead and enter now, but set your take profit at 105.559. All right, 105.559, but the stop loss should be at 105.217. 105.217. The reason I'm giving you the stop loss is because we still have 330 there. So I'm so used to 230 that I keep on calling it 230. All right. So for dollar index, I'm going for a buy, but I might hold on a little bit for price to start going back. But I personally, I'm actually entering up the trade, and my TP is going to be at price 105.559, but the stop loss is going to be at 105.217. That is what I'm going to do. So for dollar index, it's a buy for me. So if dollar index is going to be a buy for me, it means that Euro USD, I'm going to be actually be going in for a further sell. But look at that also. There is a resistance. There is a resistance. So for that, I am going to be giving you a pending order. You probably will be asking, how come a pending order on Euro, but then an instant execution on dollar index? Well, using this dollar index is based on dollar against other baskets of instruments, but for Euro USD is dollar against euro squarely. Do you understand? So other conditions can also be met for dollar index, but for euro is dollar against euro squarely. So let's go for pending order for Euro USD. So my entry position, my entry is going to be at price 1.07214. 1.07214. We're just going to be taking about 3 indices today. All right. We've already taken GBP USD before now, and it's still, oh, the buy actually gave profit and nobody told me. Oh, wow. You people scammed me. All right. So, and I wasn't checking mine. All right. So, Euro USD, the entry position for the buy is above the resistance. Now, of course, I told you that one of the best ways to trade support and resistance is breakout. And pending on that is and as an example of a breakout trade. So entry position 1.07214, 1.07214. The TP is 1.07346, 1.07346. Now, by the way, I noticed something. Some of you thought that after the meeting that you enter the trades, right? I heard that from my client, and I felt I think I'm actually to be blamed because this is my own client. Okay, I don't know if he's here. I actually blame myself for that. But please, this live session is live session. So as it's happening now, that is when you're supposed to take it. You're not supposed to take it after the class. Do you understand? You're not supposed to take it after the class. please try to increase your own volume. Yeah, when I say my client is like person I actually have a personal relationship with. We attend to everything. We talk almost on daily basis. All right. So okay, apologies for that. I should have used a better this thing. All right. But now, please, as we were saying this, that is when you're entering it. After the class, most likely the trade would have gotten to take profit already. So most times when you enter it after the class, the one I said has already passed. Maybe another thing has started. So that's just what I'm trying to clear. All right. So, all right. I hope that is clear enough. All right. So, yeah, you're my clients. And I guess you should give me your own number. Personally, please. Let's gist also. Send it personally. Don't send it as a general message. Send it personally. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is what's it called there? This particular trade, as I'm saying it, you can either write it down and just enter it, or you can enter it directly as I'm talking. So for the sell is 1.06963, 1.06963, 1.06963, and the TP is 1.06825, 1.06825. 1.06825. Someone actually asked me to repeat the USJPY. I said my USJPY, I am taking my profit at 151,600. 151,600. That's where my take profit is going to be for USDJPY. Okay, so that is where I'm considering my take profit for USDJPY. All right. So the rest of them is gonna, I will not want to take any trade on USD card because there've been a lot of consolidating on this particular instrument, and of course you can okay, on 1 hour time frame you actually have opportunities, but then I think we should just leave that for now. Let's go to other instruments. We already looked at gold. All right, we already looked at gold, but then I am still going to be going in for a further buy on gold. All right, we're going to be going in for, I am going in for a further buy on gold, but the buy is just going to be a very tiny little one. So my TP for gold is going to be at price 1955.5, 1955.95. So gold, I am actually buying gold this afternoon. I'm going to be buying gold this afternoon, and my TP is going to be at 1955.95. So yes, I actually promised I was going to look at oil, so and I'm going to keep to that promise. So some time back, I actually did an analysis on oil, and we discovered that oil is actually on a bearish trend. Oil is actually on a bearish trend. I don't know. I think it was where was that? Where was that? Yeah, it actually had a triple top around here, 1, 2, and 3, and it was more of a kind of a W pattern. And the W pattern is always backed up with a sell. All right, it's always a sell formation. Now this is it. It might not come out very well, but then when it's formed, it was very much obvious. All right, so this is, let me try to see if I can withdraw that for you. All right, so now this is it. Now anytime the up, okay, look at the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is more of a W. Yeah. So W kind of shape, it's always going to be followed up with a sell. And it actually formed around here. And I think it was Friday last week. Yes, Friday last week. That was when this thing happened. So this sell was actually as a result of that. So it has a massive sell. So this retracement you're seeing here, this buy retracement you're seeing here is just for the moment. So for oil, it's still going to have a further sell. Oil is going to be having a further sell. So I'm actually expecting oil to get to 77.9. All right. Is buy and sell stop. Mr. Solomon, is a buy and sell stop. All right. So for oil, this buy you're seeing is just a retracement. So for oil, to me, it's still going to be a sell. And my oil is getting to 99.95. All right. So if you're a lover of oil, this might just be a very good opportunity for you to actually make some good profit on oil because it's still going to sell. I know it's buying now. It's having a buy a direction. Let's take a look at it on daily time frame actually. Now, do you see? This is just a retracement. This is just a retracement. It might end today bullish, yes, but then oil is still going to be a sell. Oil is still selling. All right, oil is still selling. So I'm still going all out for oil for a sell. All right, so that is just it. Now, after this particular formation, I actually traded this, entered my trade from here, but I closed somewhere around here or thereabout. All right, after this particular, how do you know I just got, because I did this analysis and I saw this and I took up the trade. So that's how this, I still remember exactly the same pattern. All right. Because it's very much difficult to remember a pattern when it has already passed. Well, some persons very good in identifying pattern when it has already passed, but this I knew when it happened. It was on Friday. It ended on Thursday, then started on Friday. Let's put a line there and see. This was on 3rd of November, right? Third was which day? Let's check. Third was uh third was on Friday. See, third was on Friday. I still remember the date. Yeah, this is it. It was on Friday and it was a massive drop and it kept on selling. So for oil, you're still very good to sell. I don't know the position you are, but then it's going to be a further sell for me on oil. All right. So let's go back to gold. I said I'm going to be going in for a buy on gold. I believe you've already entered a buy on gold. So gold is a buy for me this afternoon. And I said my TP for gold is going to be at price 1955.95. 1955.95. And if you want to set up a stop loss, let it be below the weak support. And for phone users, I told you, turn your phone horizontally and you'll be able to get all the key positions. All right. When to enter oil, if you have enough money for this thing. Now, one thing you should know is that if you have enough money, you can always you can enter, all right, and then just set up your take profit and allow it to run. You might run on negative for a while, but then it is most likely going to fly. All right. Okay, so for all gold is a buy for me. Then for you for US 30, I told you that I'm actually looking at for what is it called? A further buy on US 30. So I'm looking at US 30 to push up just a little, right? I'm just looking at for just a little on US 30. But let's take a look at it on this is a dragonfly on a proven resistance on 15 minutes. So for US 30, for what is it called? US 100 on 15 minutes is going to sell on 15 minutes. On 15 minutes is going to sell, but on 1 hour time frame, it's going to push up a little bit more. I don't know. Does that make any sense? 15 minutes is going to sell, but on 1 hour time frame is going to push up. Now that means that at the current time, you're going to be seeing a little bit of a sell, a drop. All right. And that drop is going to be happening on 15 minutes and on 5 minutes. All right. But then when you go to 1 hour time frame, it might just be a tiny retracement, but later on, it's going to have a further bounce off back to the chart. Mm. He said, assuming my buy stop triggers and hit TP, can I leave the sell? You can leave it, but then it's always advised to close it and then fix up a new entry position. It's always advised. All right. So now US 100 has gotten to that resistance. Like I told you that that resistance is actually my litmus test for this particular US 100. So from that resistance point, I'm actually expecting a US 100 that is going to be selling. But in the next few minutes, we're going to find out because it's almost time for the what's it called for the news. That is a afternoon session. It's almost time for US opening session. So in the next 1 minute, we're going to be finding out the direction. But I'll be going in for a sell on US 100. I'll be going in for a sell on US 100. All right. Okay. So for US 2000, I said that US 2000, I'm still considering a further buy, right? Yeah, I'm still considering a further buy. So it means that but remember that every single thing that I've said here, don't stay long on any of them. All right, don't stay long. Why? Because they've been a consolidating point among in all these trades. They've been consolidating. So because of the consolidating processes, you don't just remain in a trade. Allow it to break out first. But before it does, you can just take advantage of the small trades that we're going to be taking, and then go ahead with it. I already gave out an entry on GBP USD during the news, but I won't be able to. Oh boy. Please, US 2000, US session, does it bring volatility to D30? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I just discovered that the news is giving a little bit strength to what's it called, the US 100, and okay, currently US 100 is buying and US 2000 is selling, and US 30 is going to be is selling. Now, this US 2000 sell is not going to stay for long. All right. Now, one of them is going to be reversing, and I think it's going to be US 100. So for US 100, yes, it's still going to be going in for that particular sell that we talked about. So for US 30, yeah, you can actually follow up with the drawdown. You can follow up with the sell on US 30. All right. But don't stay long on any of them. So for US 30, yeah, just join the sell. You can follow the sell on US 30. For US 100 also is also going to be a sell. Like I told you, US 100 is going to be a sell. So you can follow up the sell on US 100. US 2000 also, you can join up the sell just for this afternoon. But please, all these sales, don't stay long. Don't stay long on any of them. Just make your profit and exit the market because it is still going to buy. I guess if I say like that, it will make more sense. Don't stay long on the sell. All right, just take small trade, come out with profit, but then wait for it to reverse, then follow up with the buy because it's going to be still be having a further buy. All right, it's going to be having a further buy. Gold is a buy. Yes, gold is a buy. Gold is a buy. So US 30 can follow up the buy. US 100 of course it's sorry, US 30 can follow up the sell. US 100 is going to be a sell, right? We already agreed on that, right? But US 2000 also a very short sell, then follow up with the buy. All right. So that is that what we're going to be seeing. The dollar index is going to be having a little bit of a push up for now. Oil, I said oil is a sell. Oil is a sell. The trend is a sell trend. Then Euro USD set a pending order for USJPY. I'm going in for a buy, and I believe it's already trying to retrace. GBP USD, some already made profit for the buy, but then I'm still seeing a buy on GBP USD. All right. So for gold, it's I'm buying gold. For US 30, I'm selling US 30. I'm selling US 100, and I'm selling US 2000. All right. But I told you that don't do what? Don't stay long on the trade. Gold, yeah, gold is a sorry, oil is going to be a sell for me. And I told you that this sell is a long sell. So it's a trend. It's already a trend. And I told you where it's headed to. 88.5. That is where it's headed to for oil today. It might not get there today, but of course, that's actually the range it's going to. So US 1000, I believe you should be on profit. US 100, you should already be on profit. If you actually entered US 100 at the top there, when I told you, you should have been on profit. US 30, it's already pushing very much lower. I believe you should also be on profit because if you look at it on 15 minutes, you will understand it's been selling. It's been selling. All right. So for US 100, it's gonna be a sell also. US 2000, a very short sell. Don't stay long on the trade. All right. So that is gonna be. I hope you learned something, and I believe I think from the comments I'm seeing here, a lot of you actually prefer the fact that I was able to take out time to explain some things. But that's actually how it's been. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are always for training. I don't know if you've noticed it. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are more for training. All right. So it's Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, Wednesdays and Thursdays are for training, but Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are for just live session. But we're gonna be uh oh wow, nice one. So we're going to be having this kind of meeting going forward. So we'll take our time to see how best you can actually analyze the instrument yourself and know how it's done. I bet it's better you learn how to fish yourself than just teaching you how to. What did I even say? It's better I teach you how to fish than to be fishing for you, right? Yeah. So we're gonna be doing more of the practice on learning how to fish even though there is no river, but then we're going to be learning how to do that. Okay, so um also learn to be patient with your trade. Some of you your analysis are top notch, but because of fear and maybe past experiences you've had, you feel that oh the same thing is good. I don't want the same thing to happen. At the end of the day, you miss out on a very good and lovely trade you should have enjoyed. But sometimes give yourself some credit. All right, allow yourself to make some profit. Do you understand? So don't be in a haste to always rush out from your trade. Don't be in a haste to always rush out from your trade. Sometimes give yourself some credit. Even if you enter a trade, you can always take a screenshot of that trade, send it to your what is it called? Send it to your account manager. Do the analysis with him or her to know if it is a best position for you. If you're not very sure, that is what I mean. If you're not very sure, why not reach out and confirm yourself? All right. Both of you should sit down. Do the no, don't just okay, is this a good position for me? And then they'll tell you yes or no. No, sometimes let them do the review with you. Ask for the review. Okay, can we do the review together? If I believe they should be able to help you do that. All right. Of course, it should not be every time, but at least every once in a while, do that. All right. That is how you learn. uh yeah. I totally understand. Trust me, I totally understand. And you can what I'm telling you now, when you get to those analysis, ask your account manager, do the review with them. All right, it shouldn't take much time. All right, I believe some of you are already on profit on US 30. You should also be on profit on gold. You should also be on profit on US 100 and also on US 2000. And I guess you are. And if you are, congratulations. If you are, congratulations. Yeah, I just remembered now, so I'm looking at it now. So let's take a look at soya bean. There was no any gap on soya bean, so we're not going to be taking soya bean. There is no any direction. I told you I'm okay. Send me your if you have and it's not fair. Send me your email address, all right? Send me your email address personally. Send it to me personally. I think the person I asked to send me his own, he didn't send it. Okay, great. So, wheat, I'm going in for a sell on wheat. Wheat is going to be a sell for me, and corn is also going to be a sell, but don't stay long. I personally, I prefer you just go for wheat. Don't take corn because there was no any confirmation per se. But then also we don't take wheat because there is no any confirmation. But if you use your ADX, you will discover that all of them are actually going to be going in for a sell. So the best I would actually advise is for what's it called? I had buy on soybean yesterday. Why did you enter buy on soybean? Was there any? Did it? Soybean was more of a down this thing on this thing now. Okay. All right, if you have enough money, actually hold on your buy on soybean. Yeah, hold on the buy if you have enough money to hold it. But for today, wheat is a sell and corn is a sell for me. For today, wheat is a sell and corn is a sell. All right, wheat is a sell and corn is a sell. So it's time to start. What's it called? Put a trailing stop on your US 2000. Don't just rush and close. Put a trailing stop. I don't know if you know how to put a trailing stop, but if you do, put a trailing stop on your US 2000. Don't rush and close. All right, put a trailing stop so that I know you're on profit, so you can trail it so that before at least as it's going down, you still be making some profit. Even a US 100 still put a trailing stop on the US 100. I believe those people that were on sale that time, you should have already been in. It has entered your entry position and yes, I we talked about it now. Yeah, I told you that from here there's going to be a bounce off. Put a trailing stop. All right, put a trailing stop. US 30, it's wow, US 30 is flying down. It has even gotten back to my entry position. I took a sell around here before now, some time back. All right, so it has gotten back to my entry. All right, everybody, we're going to be calling it a day. It's been a lovely time with all of you. And thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Uh, Thank you for joining in. It's always a good time seeing everybody. So tomorrow is Friday, and do well. Friday zone is going to be by 3 p.m. All right, 3 p.m. Join in again by 3 p.m. on Friday. Let's take our time to go through the market and see what we can do for that day. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's always good time having every one of you on board. All right. All right. Do have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of the evening. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I told you to send me your number then. Told you to send it personally. I didn't get any response from you. You're actually the one I was talking to then. You can still send me your number or your email address. I'll give you a call after the meeting. But okay. All right. So bye now.